And I'd like to welcome you all to our brand new session today on Alzheimer's disease, a journey through memory and mind. And I hope you all enjoy, and thanks so much for attending. The WildTech DC Senior iPad program is owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual health, well-being, information designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the information and any applications or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile device applications and any social media pages maintained by WildTech, its owners or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. If you cannot see me, hear me, or see the screen, please let me know in the chat. I would appreciate that. Let's make sure to keep our TVs and cell phones in mind to give others and ourselves the most immersive experience. And let's make sure to take notes and or screenshots so that way we can review the information if you would like, all right? To keep our meetings organized and avoid speaking over each other as we always do, I just asked that you use the raise hand feature. You can find the feature if your toolbar is at the top, you can hit more and then tap on raise hand. If your toolbar is at the bottom, you can hit reactions and then tap on raise hand. So can I get everyone in Zoom to please raise their hand? And if you're here, if you're ready to learn, if you're excited for the week, if you had a great weekend, a great Monday, if you're excited for the sessions this week, if you're excited to learn more about Alzheimer's today, we're wishing everyone a great week, or if you enjoyed the meditation and our daily email, and please raise your hand in Zoom. If you ever have a question, a comment, a concern, you raise your hand in Zoom just like you all did, and then I can see who raised their hand and in what order. And then we can, don't forget to hit lower at the bottom. So we're about halfway there, really appreciate that. You can hit lower at the bottom. That's how you lower your hand. So don't forget to lower your hand just like in real life. And don't forget, of course, not right now, but to mute yourself afterwards. So by hitting mute at the top, so that way everyone is able to be heard. Okay, so thank you all so much. I just see we have 2 hands left. So again, don't forget to hit lower at the bottom. That's how you lower your hand. Okay, and if you want to communicate non-verbally, the chat is a great way to share a greeting, ask a question, send a photo, send your congrats, anything that you would like. So I want everyone in Zoom to please share a chat. It can be something simple, whatever you'd like. It's up to you. You can hit more at the top right. Again, if your toolbar is at the top, once again, and then you can tap on chat and the meeting chat window will come up right here, okay? If your toolbar is at the bottom, you can simply tap on chat, and that's how you access it if your toolbar is at the bottom. So it's a little easier, but in either way, you should be able to access the chat. So if I go to my Zoom, and if I go to my Zoom right here, okay, and I tap on chat, it appears here on the right-hand side, okay, and I tap on tap here to chat right here in the box, and I'm gonna write hello. And today is election day, as you can see based on my background and of course in our daily emails. So there goes some ballot boxes for today. So, but you can share anything that you like. Hello, hi, happy Tuesday. Hope you're having a great day. Happy election day. Anything you like. Happy Tuesday, happy November, first session in November. Hope you're doing well. Anything you like, you could put resources in the chat, information as well. You know, the holidays are coming up, so there's tons of giveaways and things of that nature. So maybe you could put a link or some info in the chat, and that will really help out folks. So, you know, the chats are limitless. If you would like to add a photo in the Zoom chat, you can hit the plus sign next to tap here to chat, and then you can hit photo and add any photo from your Photos app. So I know we just had a Halloween this year, but there goes a GIF, Halloween GIF. So I hope you enjoyed your Halloweens. I know some of us talked about going to some parties or outside events. So I hope you all enjoyed your 2024 Halloween. So if you would like to save an image that someone shared in the chat to your Photos app, you can hold it with your finger And then you see it says save image. That's how you can save an image to your Photos app. So I like that one, and this one Yvonne shared, I'll save as well. So that's how you can save an image to your Photos app if someone shares an image in the chat. You can also hold anyone's message and hit reply. You can reply to anyone's chat if you would like. So that says even says one reply. And then if I hold the message, I can also and or send a reaction by hitting one of the emojis here at the bottom, or I can choose any emoji by hitting those three dots. Okay, so for this one, let me look for there you go, sun, happy day. It's a beautiful day outside. So make sure you all take advantage, of this weather, but stay warm regardless. And those are just some things that you can do here in the chat. So, yep, I hope everyone has a blessed day. Yep. Halloween. Wonderful week. Thank you. Yes, being on Zoom, it's you can do many different things as well. So, love it. Yep, each of you have a great day. Happy voting day. Good day. Yep. So, please continue to share your messages in the chat for today's and any Zoom session that you attend, okay? All right, so thank you all so much for that housekeeping, and let's make sure to utilize the hands and the chat today and every Zoom session. We want to hear from as many folks and read some thoughts as well in the chat as much as you all would like to share, okay? So first up, we'll be learning all about Alzheimer's disease and some DC resources. We'll be covering three apps today, a mind games app, a puzzle and crime app, and a brain game app with words and numbers. So hope you all enjoy and interact and have fun. Looking forward to those apps. And last but certainly not least, have our overview and discussion and talk about how can learning about Alzheimer's disease positively impact your life. And once again, thanks so much for attending. So today, first out, we got what is Alzheimer's disease? So we're gonna watch a video on that. I hope you learned something new as I did watching the video, and yep, enjoy the video. So again, this is what is Alzheimer's disease?
Did you know that 1 in 3 older adults will die from Alzheimer's disease or another type of dementia? This disease has a tragic effect on many lives, and current research still can't fully explain it. However, scientists do know that there are many genetic, social, and environmental factors that influence a person's susceptibility to develop Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is one of the most common forms of dementia, a chronic disorder of mental processes caused by brain disease or injury and marked by memory disorders, personality changes, and impaired reasoning. Alzheimer's disease is a progressive neurodegenerative disease that leads to memory loss and cognitive decline, often preventing the affected individual from carrying out simple day-to-day tasks. People with Alzheimer's disease may experience mood changes, find it difficult to learn new information, and become unable to recognize friends and family. In a brain suffering from Alzheimer's disease, a large number of neurons die, resulting in tissue loss that can be seen on a brain scan. Some researchers believe that 2 protein complexes contribute to this widespread neuron death: neurofibrillary tangles and amyloid plaques. In a diseased brain, neurofibrillary tangles make it harder for neurons to receive nutrients and send signals to each other. The neurofibrillary tangles are composed of tau protein. In a healthy brain, tau protein forms microtubules, which are cell structures that transport nutrients and support the cytoskeleton. Meanwhile, amyloid plaques are made of a protein called beta amyloid, a part of the larger amyloid precursor protein. Beta amyloid is cut from amyloid precursor protein and degraded outside the cell. This process is facilitated by a polypoprotein E, or ApoE, which helps break down beta amyloid. The genome of any given individual can contain one of 3 isoforms, or variations of ApoE. Of these isoforms, ApoE4 is the least effective at cleaving beta amyloid. Beta amyloid accumulates due to its chemical stickiness, resulting in protein aggregates and plaque formation. These plaques damage neurons and lead to cell death. Having the ApoE4 gene is an example of a genetic risk factor. The expression of ApoE4 increases the likelihood of beta amyloid aggregates, thereby increasing the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Besides genetics, there are other factors that contribute to someone's susceptibility to Alzheimer's disease. There's a concept called reserve that relates life experiences like exercise, diet, and education with the prevalence of age-related brain changes and pathological changes like those observed in dementia and Alzheimer's disease. There is brain reserve, which refers to the physiological characteristics of the brain. Is it large or small? How many neurons and synapses are there? These are physical features that can affect pathology. Then there is cognitive reserve, which refers to the brain's ability to rewire itself and find alternative ways to perform a function if the original pathway is damaged. A person with a high cognitive reserve can cope better with brain damage than a person with low cognitive reserve. The concept of cognitive reserve has been linked to education and occupational attainment. Based on epidemiological studies, people with more education and greater occupational attainment are believed to have a higher cognitive reserve, and they have demonstrated reduced susceptibility to Alzheimer's disease. It's also believed that a high cognitive reserve can delay the onset of clinical pathology. So the cognitive symptoms of Alzheimer's disease or other forms of dementia will manifest when the pathology is more severe. However, it's been observed that patients with a high cognitive reserve have a more rapid decline in cognitive function when their brain can no longer tolerate the level of brain injury. Besides education, research shows a link between low socioeconomic status early in life and developing Alzheimer's disease later in life. Low-income populations, in general, have less access to health care and are more likely to have unhealthy lifestyle behaviors like smoking, unhealthy eating, and not exercising, all of which can contribute to the development of Alzheimer's disease and other chronic diseases, such as obesity and diabetes. There are still a lot of unknown factors that can cause Alzheimer's disease. There are questions surrounding the effect of environmental toxins like metals and air pollution, the effect of the microbiome that coexists inside our bodies, and the role of the immune system. As scientists work to uncover the science behind Alzheimer's disease to develop a cure, a lot of research is also being invested into finding better ways to care for patients to ease the burden Alzheimer's disease has on them and their families.
Wow, wasn't that video so interesting? I learned so much from it. If you all learned something new from about Alzheimer's disease just by watching this one video so far, please raise your hand in Zoom. I learned quite a bit. I enjoyed how the presenter, kind of simplified it a little bit so that way we can kind of understand what went wrong. So in the chat, I put in a kind of a comment that I shared. If you have the APOE4 gene, that's one thing to get checked out. If you have high cognitive reserve, it essentially lowers your risk for Alzheimer's, and that's due to education and basically just learning new things every day, right? Which we do for our sessions, which is great. And things such as like obesity and poor diet and low or no exercise are also some risk factors for Alzheimer's disease. So that was, again, very informational for myself. Again, I'm not a doctor. I did want to be one when I was younger. I really enjoyed learning about different diseases and different, parts of the body and their functions. I really quite still do enjoy learning and watching TV shows of that nature, but definitely consult with your PCP for any things that may stick out to you for today's session, especially we'll be going over, and like the video did, went over some symptoms and um, of the disease. And if yourself or if you know anyone that's experiencing them, it's great just to be in the know and be aware. So you can also help them with some of these resources that we'll go over today. So thank you. I saw we had like 13, 14 hands. I really appreciate that. I learned quite a bit, and thanks so much for watching. You all can hit lower. I really appreciate that. Next up, we'll also watch another video, but also I'll share this resource with you all. But there are other symptoms of Alzheimer's, maybe some of the not the main ones that people usually talk about, but I'll also share this link in the chat in just a second. But this video, again, is on the other symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. Again, just more information. Hope you enjoy and learn something new.
Neuropsychiatric symptoms, or NPS, are the mood and emotional symptoms of dementias and other brain diseases that are often overlooked and undertreated. They can have an enormous negative impact on the patient, their loved ones, and their caregivers. Different diseases or brain injuries produce different neuropsychiatric symptoms, depending on what part of the brain is impacted. In Alzheimer's disease, a slow, fatal disease of the brain, plaques and tangles accumulate in different parts of the brain, killing cells and leading to a wide range of symptoms. Neuropsychiatric symptoms are in addition to the memory loss and cognitive changes that most people think of when they think of Alzheimer's. Because the disease is progressive, it will inevitably cause more and worse symptoms over time. Eventually, all patients will experience one or more neuropsychiatric symptoms. Neuropsychiatric symptoms are often the earliest sign of Alzheimer's disease, occurring even before a diagnosis. When combined with the early memory loss and cognitive changes, people with Alzheimer's can find that they have trouble managing finances, miss appointments, lose interest in things they previously enjoyed, jeopardize relationships with loved ones and family members, and even get themselves into dangerous situations. Without a diagnosis, these symptoms can be especially hard to understand and manage. Even after a diagnosis, the symptoms are often stigmatized and misunderstood. Depression is often the earliest observable symptom in Alzheimer's, impacting up to 40% of people with the disease. As the disease progresses, cognitive impairment can make it difficult to understand and express feelings of depression. It's important for loved ones to check in and watch for social isolation or withdrawal, changes in eating or sleep habits, agitation, fatigue, irritability, feelings of worthlessness or hopelessness, and thoughts of suicide, which can all be signs of depression. Agitation can cause pacing, sleeplessness, or even aggression, where the person lashes out verbally or physically. Apathy, or the lack of emotion or interest, usually manifests as a lack of motivation to participate in social activities and emotional indifference. Psychosis in Alzheimer's involves delusions and hallucinations. Delusions are false beliefs, like thinking that someone is stealing or hiding one's things, or that one's spouse is being unfaithful. Hallucinations are auditory or visual and can make a person believe that they are having a conversation with someone who isn't there, that bugs are crawling on their skin, or that some other impossible event is happening. Delusions and hallucinations can be terrifying for the person experiencing them and eventually cause them to distrust their caregivers and loved ones. These and other neuropsychiatric symptoms are scary, dangerous, and overwhelming for the patient and their loved ones. So difficult, in fact, that 46% of caregivers report that they placed their loved one in an institution when their behavior became too difficult to handle. But just when loved ones are deciding that they need help, care centers are known to turn Alzheimer's patients away because they are perceived to be difficult, combative, moody, and too much for them to handle. As the final straw, neuropsychiatric symptoms can also increase complications and speed up death. But they can be treated. It may be possible to treat the symptom itself, like depression, or to treat the cause, like malnutrition, infection, or side effects from medications. Behavioral interventions such as establishing routines, encouraging exercise, using light and music therapy, validating and reassuring, and making changes to environments can also help manage symptoms. For those that can't be managed with behavioral interventions alone, it can be helpful to turn to medications. It's critical that we start talking about these symptoms with our loved ones, at medical visits, and with advocates. We need to shake the stigma and recognize neuropsychiatric symptoms in Alzheimer's disease as a medical condition that can be treated to lessen the burden of an already devastating disease.
Again, I hope you enjoyed the video on some other symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, and I really appreciate the facts at the end or some steps like the behavioral interventions like routines and light and music therapy, but also just some other things that Alzheimer's patients may go through. So now that we're more aware of that, we can strive to again reduce or eliminate those stigmas so that we can help out our community, So I'm going to put this in that link to this website. There's other information about other diseases and other things as well. So make sure you all take advantage of this link. Okay, next up, we are actually going to look at a White House proclamation for Alzheimer's Month. So I thought this would be a nice thing to go over, especially, we're all in DC. So this was just released on October 31st. And this is the White House's proclamation. Too many Americans know the pain of losing a loved one to Alzheimer's, a leading cause of death in older adults. During National Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month, we honor the courage and resilience of all those facing this devastating disease. We recommit to supporting every caregiver who pours their heart into helping people with Alzheimer's face this disease with dignity, and we strengthen our resolve to do everything that we can to prevent, treat, and eliminate Alzheimer's as we know it. Currently, over 6 million Americans have Alzheimer's disease, which robs people of their memories, clarity, and identity, taking a difficult emotional, financial, and physical toll on people facing the disease and the loved ones standing by their side. It also disproportionately impacts African Americans and Latino Americans, who are more likely to develop dementias than people of any other race or ethnicity. People with Down syndrome also have a higher risk of developing Alzheimer's. Wow. Didn't know that. Of course, my administration has taken steps to drive new breakthroughs towards preventing, detecting, and treating Alzheimer's. I secured $4 billion for the Advanced Research Projects Agency for Health, directing funding to researchers and innovators who are pioneering new techniques and technologies to transform the lives of people with Alzheimer's and improve national health or human health outcomes. I was also proud to sign the reauthorization of the National Alzheimer's Project Act and Alzheimer's Accountability and Investment Act, ensuring the federal government is doubling down on our commitment to address Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. They mentioned the National Institute of Health, executive order on increasing access to high quality care and supporting caregivers. Wow. That's amazing. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS, launched the guide model. Have any of you all heard of that? Which offers a package of respite services, caregiver support, and education and care management and coordination for people living with Alzheimer's and related dementias. Wow. During National Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month, we were committed to improving the prevention and treatment of Alzheimer's disease. We honor all life lost that we have lost and all those we can still save, and we uplift the spirit of hope that countless medical professionals, researchers, and caregivers working to help people with Alzheimer's carry each day. And Biden, he proclaimed November 2024 as National Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month. So, I encourage all Americans to visit alzheimers.gov for evidence-based resources and information. Wow, isn't that amazing, right? Yep, the White House have different, proclamations. This is from the whitehouse.gov website. So make sure you all check it out for other announcements that they have, just to stay in the know or keep in the know of what's going on. So here's the link to this proclamation. Okay. And I'll again go to alzheimers.org .gov, alzheimers.gov for more information. So if I select the link, open link, takes me straight to the website, alzheimers.gov. So it's just another resource, dementia care and support services, tips for caregivers, professionals, life with dementia questions, news and events, stay connected. Wow, look at this. Life with dementia, clinical trials, taking action, professionals. It's a great website as well. So alzheimers.gov. Make sure you all take advantage. Okay, hope you all enjoyed this proclamation and learned something new. Next up, we're going to learn about some myths and misconceptions of Alzheimer's disease. I thought this video was also very interesting, and I hope you all learned something new.
Alzheimer's is a type of disease in the brain that most often occurs as we get older. It's caused by the death of nerve cells due to the presence of plaques outside the nerve cells and tangles within the nerve cells that ultimately lead to fewer connections between our neural networks, and that causes us to have dysfunction, including trouble with our memory, trouble with language sometimes, trouble with functioning. Alzheimer's is a type of dementia, and it's caused by a particular pathology, which is different from other pathologies that can cause dementia. Alzheimer's is always genetic is a myth. Most Alzheimer's is not genetic. Most Alzheimer's occurs in people who don't have a family history of Alzheimer's disease. Especially Alzheimer's later in life, Alzheimer's after the age of 65, is due to a multitude of different factors, including genetics, our environment, our diet, exercising, how much we engage our brain. All those play a huge role in Alzheimer's disease. Is Alzheimer's disease fatal? I would say no. I would say Alzheimer's is not a fatal disease. Some people with Alzheimer's can develop a pneumonia or an infection that can be fatal, but most people with Alzheimer's do not die from it. Does Alzheimer's affect a certain age group? The answer is yes. The older you are, the more likely you are to get Alzheimer's disease. However, very young people can get it as well, but it's rare. You can start preventing Alzheimer's in your 30s and 40s by embracing a good lifestyle, but it's much more common when you get older. Are there treatments to cure Alzheimer's? There are no treatments to cure Alzheimer's. That is a myth. We do have a lot of treatments that are effective in keeping people with Alzheimer's stable over time and prevent or slow deterioration. There's absolutely nothing that we have available right now to cure Alzheimer's disease. Maybe down the road, but not right now. Can Alzheimer's be caused by using aluminum utensils, dental implants, flu shots? The answer is absolutely not. None of these things have really been shown to be associated with Alzheimer's disease. What has been shown to be associated with Alzheimer's is heart disease, poor eating choices, poor lifestyle choices that increase your risk for heart disease and other problems. One big myth about Alzheimer's is that there's nothing you can do about it, that it's just genetic and you might as well forget about it. And the answer is no. 60 to 70% of cases of late onset Alzheimer's can be prevented by simple changes in your lifestyle. And that includes good sleep, eating well, making sure you control risk factors like heart disease, making sure you're wearing your hearing aids, and interacting and socializing. All those things will help to prevent Alzheimer's in 60% of cases.
Wow, wasn't that video also so interesting? I learned quite a bit, took some notes down. If you learned about a myth that wasn't true or that there were any misconceptions at all with Alzheimer's disease, and if this video so kind of surprised you in a way, please raise your hand in Zoom. But that was really interesting that, you know, some people thought those various different things like utensils caused Alzheimer's. That was quite shocking to me. There are no cures, but there are many treatments available to help basically slow down the progression of the disease and also other symptoms as well. But with 60 to 70% of the cases, simple lifestyle changes like getting better sleep or eating more better for you or wearing your hearing aids and socializing. That was very quite interesting. So Again, I hope you all enjoyed learning about Alzheimer's disease, some myths and misconceptions, the whole month all together. And again, I really enjoyed that video. You all can hit lower. Thank you. We had about 4 or 5 hands. Appreciate it. Next up, quickly, some Alzheimer's disease DC resources. So this page right here is DACL's website. So of course, for any assistance that you may need, I recommend you contact DACL's hotline number. They're 202-724-5626. That is their main number, Department of Aging. So please call them for any assistance. With many other things that you may need help with, like transportation, adult protective services, senior wellness centers, benefits assistance, transportation, many things DACO can assist as well. But one thing that they do have is called the Alzheimer's Disease Supportive Services Program. It's funded by the Administration for Community Living, operated by DACO. It trains senior service networks providers to identify DC residents living with Alzheimer's and link them to culturally competent person-centered home and community-based services and support. So these are not the only ones that are available, but this is a great start. And if you would like some more resources, please call their main number. Again, at 724-5626 number. I'm going to copy this link and share it with you all in the chat. But look at these different programs. Again, it may help yourself, it may help others, friends, family, everyone in between. So keep these in mind. So did you know there's a citywide money management program? Assists older adults experiencing memory loss with managing their monthly bills. They offer 2 levels of assistance, either hands-on assistant for those seeking support and representative payee services for those in need. And it also educates or facilitates citywide educational dialogues. So their phone number and location, this is from Iona, and their number is located there. They also, DACA can also provide dementia navigators, which support older adults with dementia and their family care partners by linking them to different community resources, providing education and managing behavioral symptoms. So same service provider, same phone. Again, I was not aware of these, so this was very interesting. There is a caregiver lounge. So the monthly caregiver support group and weekly caregiver lounge provides wellness activities and meditation for caregivers. It also features speaker-led presentations on various subjects related to ADRD. And this is at the Genevieve Johnson Senior Daycare Center. They have sessions on money management, bill pay, financial literacy, and independence. So quite interesting again. And the last resources here that they provided is Club Memory. You may have heard of them before. I have, as one of the few here on this list directly. Club Memory is a stigma-free social club for people with early stage Alzheimer's, mild cognitive impairment, or other forms of dementia, and their spouses, partners, and caregivers. These sessions and community outreach activities are offered at different facilities, senior wellness centers, and faith-based organizations. So they actually have a website. This is from Sibley Memorial Hospital. Unfortunately, the link on their website doesn't seem to be working as of the moment, but you can type in Club Memory in Safari, Google, etc., and be able to search for that information. So here are some resources to start off with, but if you would like any other specific services or resources, or something that's not related to at all to Alzheimer's disease, please call DACL. Their number is here again, 724-5626, and they are there to assist. Okay. So again, I'm going to post that link into the chat in just a second. Let me go here. Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Jeanette. I appreciate that. Yeah, very interesting. We got to keep up with what's going on, We also have the Alzheimer's Association. We've actually had them on in the past, but I also wanted to highlight their organization as well. Let's go into this link. Yep. 1 second. Okay. All right. Sometimes that does happen where I may have not put in that directly, but that's okay. We are going to use the search bar here in Safari, and I'm going to type in Alzheimer's Association. Their website is alz.org. I can put that in the chat really quick. Real easy. Alzheimer's Association. So they're right here. Let me hit the X. And look at, they have a 24/7 helpline. So please take a note of that. Look at this. They have all this information about the Alzheimer's Association. So different things on understanding disease. So they have lots of resources and information. So about Alzheimer's, knowing the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Look at that. Look at the different resources, what to expect, research in progress. There's a brain tour that you can do. So I'm assuming that's like a 3D render tour. If I go back to the website right here, let me go to help and support. Look at I have Alzheimer's caregiving community, research in progress. For Alzheimer's, get involved. So participate in an event, making a donation, advocating, and some local resources. So I can even type in like my zip code or select a state, and then I can see what options there are. So select District of Columbia, let me search or submit. So let me select a state, District of Columbia. Look at that, National Capital Area Chapter. And then I can see that information here on some local resources as well. So this is the Alzheimer's Association website. They have a helpline, different events, news, and some more information about Alzheimer's. I hope you all enjoy and take advantage of the Alzheimer's Association. And last but certainly not least, today we are going to go over brain games and dementia before we get to our apps for today. So I'm also going to share this link here in the chat. But brain games to prevent dementia, brain games, video games, card games, and puzzles. Playing games can encourage socialization, improve concentration, and increase knowledge. And it has been shown to pump up your memory, fighting the onset of progression and dementia and even Alzheimer's disease. With more than 28 million baby boomers expected to develop Alzheimer's between now and 2050, making a plan for family game nights could be a smart move. Just like the muscles in your body, you know, I say this all the time, the brain will atrophy or waste away if not exercised regularly. So that way our brains can be strong. And you don't have to be in school or, you know, be on the job to do it. It can be done every day. Again, we learn something new every day. So that really helps us out. The brain needs the chemical dopamine to promote learning and memory. This production has been shown to increase in the brain when a person solves puzzles. It's challenging and stretching the brain regularly pushes the mind to grow and develop in new directions for better brain health. So learning new things can literally grow your brain in a way. We have word games. I know a lot of us love word games, myself included. One study published by the Journal of International Neurophysiological Society found that late life crossword puzzles participation, independent of education, was associated with delayed onset of memory decline in persons who develop dementia. Board games are strengthen short-term memory. They also have tested strategic planning and focus. They use math and strategy. You know, there are trivia board games as well. So yes, I love a good board game. And there's also video, online, and electronic games as well. So there are many different kinds of electronic and video games that have come out recently. So in the past, like things like the Nintendo Wii can build cognitive skills, including memory. Recall, which is uses visual clues and pictures for seniors to identify hidden images. A game called Bop It promotes a player's memory to follow directions. And things like Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, Family Feud, you know, our beloved TV shows can be found online and played easily on our tablets, which we have done. So, you know, dementia is not just something that happens in the later years. Many factors play a part in brain health. So it's really important to take a look at things like physical fitness, cardiovascular health, nutrition, and pay attention to all of the pieces when it comes to our brain health. Okay, So if you enjoyed our session so far we learned about what is Alzheimer's. We learned about Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month, some DC resources, some myths and misconceptions. We learned about the proclamation from the White House in regards to Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month, some other symptoms of Alzheimer's. And again, I hope you all enjoyed this information so far. Again, I shared these different links here in the chat. So let me go ahead and put in the last link. So again, make sure you check these out and share with your friends and family and everyone in between. It's great information, okay? All right, a second. Okay, and last but certainly not least for today, well, second to last, we are going to go over our apps for today. So let's prepare to have some fun, interact, and play some of these different games. So first up, we'll be learning about Mind Games Brain Training. It's a great collection of games based in part on principles derived from cognitive tasks to help you practice different mental skills. This app is intended to be brain challenging entertainment. So if you want to download an app from the App Store, you're going to have to go to the App Store first to into the app. But again, you can tap on the images of the icons of the app in a daily email, but you can also just go to the App Store and look for the name. So I'm going to hit the search button. Again, if you've upgraded your device, the toolbar is here at the top. I can hit the search bar and then type in Mind Games. Mind Games. It doesn't have to be perfect. Brain training. I see it right here. I can simply tap on the app and then I can see it right here, Mind Games Brain Training. You can read more about the app, reviews, information, description. So there are different things that you can look at. So make sure you get the app, download it. I'm going to hit the share button right here on the right-hand side. And of course, you can mail or message the app if you would like. But I am going to post this link into the chat. Again, for this app, second, paste. And again, if you tap app link, just like I did right here, it takes you straight to the App Store, to the app page. So once you get it and open it, let's see what it has to offer. So again, mind games, exercise your brain, make sure you follow the prompts that are on the screen, make sure you read through those. And look at that, create an account allows you to save your scores to the cloud. So I recommend you hit sign in with Apple, but you don't have to. And then make sure you follow, again, the prompts. So do you want to add a player name or do you want to play as a guest? I'll just play as a guest. And I'm not sure why I said this is needed to provide you accurate scores, but I'm just going to skip that. But look at that here. This is the app where I'm going to go to the training center first. And these are games are chosen to maximize your progress and enjoyment. You may see some ads here or there. So I'm going to hit the X at the top left to get out and go back to the app. But look, games list. If I hit games list, look at all these different games that you can play. So there's everything from attention training to focus to path memory to spatial memory to changing directions, vocabulary star, mental flex, anticipation, mirror images. So let's see if it has pro next to it. Let's see, decide if the number shown is a mirror image, the number may be rotated. Again, that one seems quite interesting. The number will appear as quickly as you can. Determine if the number is shown as a mirror image. Again, just looking through, there are many different ones. So let me hit the back button. And again, you may see an ad or two. So just look for the X here at the top right. Let's go to another one, just looking at the different ones. Okay, memory match, that one seems fun. Match two symbols and remember them. Let me hit the play button and then let me hit start. So tap two matching images. Let's see these two. Again, tap two matching images. You can unmute yourself and help out if you'd like. There's two right there. Here's on the right-hand side, I see these two are similar. What do you all think? Which ones are similar right here? Top
On the
two.
bottom one, the bottom, the second.
Uh-huh. Yes, the L here and the
Uh-huh.
L there. Yep. So again,
Mhm.
as you keep going.
And I see on the first row, the first row go down to the third one, and it matches going across. It matches going across the fourth one.
Oh, L going right, yeah.
No, the
No.
next one,
Oh
the
yeah.
fourth one,
Uh-huh.
that one, and then go back to the first row and go down three.
Yes, yes.
The
Yes.
first
Okay,
column. I mean
good.
the
Uh-huh.
column.
Yep, I got you. Yep, good, good,
Okay,
good.
the second row, the last one, and
Nope.
then go 1, 2 down and go to your left.
So it said the second row, the last one, it gave it X. So let's try again.
Oh,
Again, any
so
tap two, you got to make sure you take a look at the whole screen so you can
Right on
see
that,
what you
right
need
on
to
that
do.
row where the X is, you have two that match.
oh yes.
Yeah,
you
yes,
sure
those
do.
two.
Oh,
Good.
and
So
I
yes,
see two that match right at the top, the very top.
yeah, yeah. So that's just one of the games. Let's play another one. So this one's called Vocabulary Star. Spell the word
Mhm.
defined by pressing the buttons with scrambled part of the words. Let's start. So they gave the definition. So we have 3 minutes to get as many of these to pile or heap together. So we gotta basically combine the the letters at the bottom together for a word. So to pile or heap together. What is the word?
Oh, I can't.
Pile a heap together.
So look, agglomerate. That's how the game works. You find the word when you combine all the phrases at the bottom, lying prone or with the head to the ground. So what is the word?
Pro.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's an adjective. So
Yeah,
I heard someone say pro. That's right. Again, you can try
I
pro.
know it's pro.
Pro-ray.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
No. Pro stay ST.
Yeah,
Pro.
ATE.
yeah. Prostrate.
Prostrate.
Quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick at contrivance. That's a good one. What is the word for this? Contrive. What does it mean to be contrived? Quick at contrivance. This is a great game. Again, vocabulary is great. So again, you can try. Again, you don't have to think of everything at once, which I think it starts with I and V. So I can tap on that and it does. So in, and then quick at contrivance.
D-E-N. E-N,
So
N-D-I-N-V-E-N-T-I-V-E.
yeah, inventive, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
good job. Thoroughly penetrating or permeating.
Piercing.
What do you?
Pierce.
So
Pierce.
P-E-R, yeah,
Yeah.
per, and then what are the other three?
Pervasive. Is it?
Pervasive. Yep,
Yeah,
pervasive.
pervasive.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
There
Oh,
you go. To predict. What is this one, you all? Wow, they only give letters for three of them. That's a good change.
Yeah.
To predict. What's another word to predict?
A-U,
Yep, it starts with that.
G,
Yeah, we got to think of what works.
U.
AUGU, augur. Government by a single person.
Monarch.
M-O-N,
Yeah, we know yep, and that's that we're thinking of the letters in the front. Mono, that's one, right? Mono.
key, C-Y.
So we have
Monocracy.
MONOC. Yep, monocracy.
R-A.
Yep,
C-Y.
monocracy. Yep, good. So we just ran out of time for that, but we did real
Okay.
great. We got our standard score 83, so we did really great. Look at that. We have agglomerate, that means to pile or heap together, and prostrate means lying prone or with the head to the ground. Who knew, right? So now we just learned some vocabulary. So there's many different games. So I hope you all enjoyed and learned something new and enjoy the app. If you like this app, if you want to download it, take advantage of it, please raise your hand in Zoom. But I really appreciate your participation, okay? Again, if you like this app, if you want to download it, take advantage of it. There are many different little mini games that you can play, and they have many different topics as well. So thanks so much. I hope you all enjoyed. Our next app for today, second, it's called Crimo Stories. It's a puzzle and crime game. Love true crime and TV shows? Fancy yourself a detective, then join their cast of special agents and solve logic puzzles to crack cases. Come dive into suspenseful criminal investigations in the vibrant city of Miami, Florida. So it's a true crime puzzle game. Have you ever heard of that, right? So I'm gonna go to the App Store like we did before. I'm gonna hit the search and go into this bar and type in the name or type of app that I want to download. Again, Crimo Stories, okay, puzzle and crime. And it appears here on the left-hand side, okay? When I tap on it, I can get it, download it, and that way I'm able to take advantage of it. But I'm going to copy the link like I did before and share it with you all. Give me a second. Here is the next link. Oh yeah, this is great. Good exercise for my brain. Yes, yes, it is. I really enjoyed those little mini games, right? It's something new and different, right? So again, once you tap on the link in the chat or tap the icon in the daily email, again, it takes you straight to the app page. So let's open this app and see what it's all about. And this is Crimo, however you want to say it, stories. Make sure again that you follow the prompts on the screen. So I recommend that you hit sign in with Apple, okay? So just give me a second. Let me make sure that I can do that for you all, okay? 1 second, sign in with Apple. I think it, yeah, give me a second. All right. Sometimes, you know, doing certain things may cut the screen share off, but just give me a second. There you go. But again, once you hit sign in with Apple, make sure you verify anything that you see. And now it says connecting, okay? Follow the prompts that come up on the screen. Continue. Okay. Second, get started. All right. Again, thank you for your patience, everyone. Again, you're just following the prompts that come up on the screen, okay? All right, continue. All right. And I'm just going to, let's see if the sound is okay, but let's hit play and let's go in there, okay? All right, tap to continue. Then I told her, I know, a great joke about boats, but only if she's in the mood for a little romance. Okay, and what was the joke? Oh, come on. Dana, any idea what he's talking about? Enough, guys, we've arrived at the crime scene. Agent Hosser, what do you have? I'm afraid it's nothing good, Dana. A report came in about a half an hour ago, body washed up on the beach. We're at key this game. Tap on a magnifying glass. That's how you progress in the game. So look at that. There's the magnifying glass right here, right? And let's play level 1. Again, if I go into settings, you can change the sound effects if you want that on, etc. But let's hit play. And this is another nonogram app. So we're following the rows and the columns, okay? The yellow 5 means that 5 consecutive squares must be revealed. And let's tap them tap them. Same idea, once the row is completed, the yellow number fades out. Proceed with another row of 5 consecutive squares. 2 yellow numbers, 3 and 1. Tap 3 squares, leave 1 blank, and tap the other. Same thing with 2, 2, at least one space must separate the two groups of two squares. So here's the first group, we need a space. And let's complete the grid. So now looking at the row, again, just turning off the music for a second, looking at the row, the last row we need 1 and a 3. So we need 1, we need a space, at least one space between it, and then we can do 3. You can also drag your finger so you don't have to tap each one. So look, 5, it works the same with columns. Fill the column with 5 consecutive squares. You know the drill, 2 squares, 1 hole, and 2 more squares. Yes, this is a 2, 2. And this is called a nonogram puzzle. And there's only one way to separate 1 square and 3 squares in a column. So here's 1 square, and here's the 3 other squares. Same idea, 3. And then we need a blank, and here's the 1. And let's finish the puzzle. Considering only the vertical 1, 2, there's a few options, right? The 1 could be the first square, or it could be the second square, and the 2 could either be the last 2 or the second to last 2. But taking account to the horizontal numbers, there's only one solution, because look, the first row has 5, so it has to be that one. And the fourth row has 3, 1, and the last row is 5. So we have to fill in those spaces. So that's level 1. Unlock various clues that will help you progress in the investigation. So a young lady of Hispanic origin, skin lesions and slowing livor mortis. The corpse was in the water for some time, but not long enough to trigger autolysis or the opacification of the cornea. Can you determine the time of death? Not more than a few hours ago during the night. Any ideas on the cause of death? Let me check. And look at that. Again, as we play the game, now we're at level 2. So we have 2 grids for this nonogram puzzle. So let's solve this together. Again, you can unmute yourself. And what do we always look at first? The biggest number. So what do we do with the biggest number here on the board?
5.
And what does that
5
mean?
across.
5 across.
Yep, all of them, because we have a 5 by 5. So we look at that 5, we look at this 5 down here.
Look at the 5 at the bottom.
And look at the columns. We have 2 other 5s, right? So those are all selected because there's only 5 in a row or a column. Same idea with this one, right? So now
everything is 1.
So where does the last one go? If it's 1, 1, 1, that means, again, we need at least one space between each block. So where does the last tile that we select? Which one do we hit?
Ooh.
You need one space.
Yeah, and look at that. Again,
Right in the center.
Well, I see 1,
Yes.
1, 1.
Yes, right in the center. Why do you say that, Mr. Leon?
Because that leaves the area all around.
Yes, that row or that column, you see the row and the column are the same, right? So we need 1, then we need a space, we need the 1, we need a space, and then that's how we fill it. So again, just using the rows and the columns to make sure that we, see what all options we have. So look, we have a 0 right here. So none of that row gets selected. But again, what's the easiest one to start off with?
5 across.
Yeah, and there's 2 of those, right? What's next?
Then you have 1. Oh, well,
Yeah,
then
but
you
we
have
don't know
3
where that
going
is.
down.
On the
Yes,
bottom,
and
on the
yes,
bottom
3
one,
going
right in
down.
the middle.
So I'm gonna go here, Geraldine, first. So yes, we have to do the one in the middle because there's only 1, 3,
No
right?
wonder it
So
is.
it has to connect, right? So
Right.
it was right. So you see, again, once it stops being highlighted, the numbers, we just focus on the rows and columns that are good. So yes, there's only one solution. So we have a 1, 1 at the bottom, and we have a 2 and a 1 for each column. So where do we need 2 more? So which tiles do we tap on?
Well, you tap on the 2 going down.
On the bottom row.
Oh, we
the
already
first
got that.
one in the last one.
Yes, the first
Yeah.
one, because we need a 2 and a 1.
The last.
And again, it doesn't just have to be one space between, it could be more than one space.
One
So that's
space.
why on the right-hand side, we have a 2 and there's only one spot right here. So that's 1 and a 1.
Right.
Okay, good, good, good. I know last time when we did a nonogram, but you all are doing a great, job. I know they take some time getting used to, but look at that. Judging from the state of the corpse and location, we're looking at a drowning. But how do you explain these wounds? You mean the lacerations? But a visit to the lab and a thorough investigation. Yeah, you can always skip the dialogue if you want, but I really like it. So let's investigate the romper that was found on the body. So let's do one more level. So what do we start off with?
5.
So we have the 5 for the column, and we have the 5 for the row. Okay.
Then you have a 4.
Right. 4.
But for the 4, we don't know because is it the first 4 or is it the last 4? So let's look at guarantees. So for example, I see 3 and a 1. There's only one solution for that, right? It has to be the first 3 and then the 1. So just keeping that in mind, what's the next easiest one?
I would say the 2.
Yes, 2, 2, because there's only one solution, right? The first 2 and the last 2. And look at the 2, 2 here, the first 2 and the last 2. Uh-huh. And look, so what we have just 2 more to place, 2 more
You
tiles.
can put the 3
one.
in the last column, the 3 down. Would that be
Yes,
right?
yes, because it has to. We already figured out these 2. It has to connect.
Because it has to be 3 across and 3 down.
Yes, good. And then what's the last tile?
1 and 2.
Yeah, where the bottom, I mean the top, the top left,
Yeah,
right?
yes, the top
we need
one.
4. Yeah, we
right
need 4 in a
next
row.
to the 4.
Yes, because we need that. Good job. Last one, you all, for this. What do we start off with?
5.
So we have the row and the 2 columns, right?
Right.
And there's one more 5 right here, the second
Yes,
row.
5 going across.
So look, there's only one tile left, and which one is it?
Okay.
There's only one tile. Look at the row and column that we have available.
It would be
The
at the last one on the 4th row.
Right.
Yeah, so basically the middle of the white grids. Yes, because there's a 2 and a 1 on this row, right? And there's a 2 and a 1 on this row, so it has to be the middle one.
Yeah.
Yes, good job. I love it. That's so fun, right? It's a different kind of puzzle. So if you liked that game app, please raise your hand if you're going to share with your friends and family. And if you want to see more of that story, again, this is a true crime story right here. So I continue. Again, you go with more of the stories. So it's literally a true crime puzzle game. How interesting. Again, if you like that app, if you want to download it, take advantage of it, please raise your hand in Zoom. Okay, love it. And our last app for today is Brain Games, Words and Numbers. Train your brain by solving words and numbers puzzles. And there are 2 game modes. There's words, swipe over the letter tiles to spell words. There are numbers, swipe over the number tiles to add them and match the target. So words and numbers. Again, we're going to go to the App Store on our device. And I'm going to hit the search bar and hit it once again here and type in the name. So this is called Brain Games, okay? And if I type just that in, sometimes, even the App Store is really great. Sometimes you have to be specific with what you put in, but it does a pretty good job of like misspelled, things. And, that happens to all of us. So Brain Games, Words, and Numbers. Okay, yeah, Brain Games. There's so many different ones, please take advantage of some, of the other ones that come up when you search for these games or just are on the App Store. There's so many other ones as well. I just found some ones that, we may have not kind of talked about before or just kind of like the style. So here you go, Brain Games, Words and Numbers. I'm gonna hit the share link button and copy the link. And again, you can see the different previews, descriptions, etc. with the app. So I'm going to go ahead and enter it into the Zoom chat. Again, the link to this last app we're covering today, and let's go into word game or brain games, words and numbers. So let's see. Make sure you follow the prompts that come up on the screen and look at about 100 words, 200 words, or numbers. So let's just start off with 100 words. How to play. Swipe over adjacent letters to form words. Every 20 words found equals 1 star. Find 100 words to complete the game. So again, you can solve it diagonally, horizontally, vertically. So find 100 words. So that's quite a lot, but I know we can do it. So again, you can unmute yourself and assist out, but look at this, rain, here you go, here's rain. Here is ants, mants, right here, red, rad, con, cod, you know, using your finger. And you can tap on any word for a definition. So look, what is cat?
Okay, mantra.
Yeah, CAD is someone who is morally reprehensible. That's funny. But CAD is also a software used in engineering projects. So yes, you can tap on any word for the definition as well. So well, let's hear some more words. I think I heard someone say mantra. Yeah, many different words. Again, you can
dry.
You can unmute yourself and share.
Ounce, ONCE. There's drain, DRAIN.
Brain.
Drain, DR.
And
Yep. So yes, I see how you do it. Yep. Yeah. You know, you have to make sure it's connected. So that's good.
Bad. BAD.
Yep. It's it has to. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can. Good. That's why we're all in this together. Here's man. Here is dough. Bar. Yep. Bard. Let's
domain.
Do.
DOMAIN.
Let's see. Yes, good job. That's a great word. Doer right here. Here's ream.
Mode. MODE.
Yeah, mode. Yeah, modin. Is that a word? Nope, that's not a word.
Just MODE.
Yep. Yep. You can see all the lists. You can see the whole list right here on the left-hand side. Yep. So good. We have DOM, NOD. Let's do NOD. Yep. Good.
NOD.
Again, you can see all the words here on the left-hand side. So let's make sure to look at those so we can see if we don't have any extra ones.
DRY, dry.
Yep. So again,
dry.
Let's do dry. Yep. Already found. Yep. We have our. Oh, it doesn't show. We have to swipe, but there's quite a bit of words left. So let's do 10. I already found 10. Let's see. Ritz. Nope. Yeah, so you can see once you get, some of the, 3-letter words, it gets a little harder. So here's.
Did we do
ADE?
Did we do MINE, mine?
Yeah, mine, that's good. Mint comes to mind. Let's see, rim.
You didn't do trade. Somebody mentioned trade.
Okay, tray. Okay, TRADE. Oh, trade. Okay, I thought you were saying trade. Yep, good.
ACT.
Yeah, act is a good word. Dact, edact is a word. No, it's another word.
CNT.
Yeah, so just going through we're already a third of the way there.
DAD, dad.
Really,
I see dad.
Yeah. But again, we're
BAM.
Icon.
Yes, you all. So unfortunately, the time we can't get to 100 words, but you all get the idea with this. You can always save and come back to it, which is great. So that was the words portion. So you could do 100 words or even 200 words, but that is, it really mentally stimulates you because you have to look at where the letters are and how to kind of proceed. So here's numbers. I think this one's really fun. Swipe over adjacent numbers to match the sum at the top. So let's hit OK. So look, first target 2, 1 plus 1 is 2. Next target 5, 3 plus 2 is 5. So what's this one? 6.
5 and 1.
How did we get 6? 5 and 1. Yeah, 5 and 1.
5 and 1.
5
and 2.
4 and
Yep.
3.
7.
Yep. Either way, which is great. Either way, there's many solutions for the same thing. So it's great. Both of those were right. So here's 8. How do we get 8?
5 and 3.
5
7
and 3.
7 and 1.
Here's 9.
Ooh.
How do we
8
get to
and
9?
1.
8 and 1.
8 and 1. 7
5,
and 2. 6 and 3.
So we need
That's
10. So we need
10.
5, 5.
You
6
can
and
3,
3.
8 and 2. Either one
you
of
can
those.
do 9 and
9 and
1.
6
So
and
that
4.
yep, it has to be next to each other. So
Or
whoever said
8
5
and
and
2.
5,
6 and
they
4.
have to be next to each other. So here's
Okay.
11.
9 and
Yep.
2.
Yep, 9 and 2. Or we could have done 7 and 4, which is
Yeah.
great. Good
Yeah.
job. Good job. Here's 12. So again, diagonal, horizontal, or vertical.
Okay.
8 and 4.
4.
Yep, 8 and 4. Good job. 13. Let me just see if this works. Can you do 3 numbers? 8, 2, and 1. We can, if that just wasn't the target.
Okay.
I think it was 13. So we need 13. So you can use 2 numbers or 3 numbers if you want.
8 and 5.
8, 4, and 1.
8 and 5. Good. Yeah, next target, 14. So 8, 5, and 1, 14. 8, 5 is 13 plus 1, that's 14. So
9 and 5. That's
Yep.
14. Oh, you need
Yep,
15.
plus 1. Good. So 5
8 and
plus
7,
5 plus
15.
1. Yep.
8 and 8.
Yep, 8 and 8. How easy? 8 times 2, right? So again, as you go
9
through
and
with
8,
with the different numbers,
Mhm.
you really get to, again, there are many solutions for the same target. It's all about how you go about it, and everyone's going to be a little different on that. So that was so much fun. This is again literally a words and numbers game. So there's also some other games that you can take advantage of from this developer. But if you like this app, if you want to download it, take advantage of it, share with your friends and family, please raise your hand in Zoom. If you liked any of the apps, all of the apps, the information we covered today about Alzheimer's disease, some symptoms and what brain gains and health and everything that has to do with that, the proclamation about Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month, everything today. If you enjoyed the session today, if you learned something new, if you're going to share it with your friends and family, and everyone between the information that you learned today, please raise your hand in Zoom. Yep, love it. Love it. We're at 7 hands so far. Again, today we went over what is Alzheimer's disease, some symptoms. We learned about the White House proclamation that just occurred for Alzheimer's Month, some myths and misconceptions, some DC resources, the Alzheimer's Association, brain games and dementia. We covered 3 games, a mind games app with many different games, mini games, a true crime, and a TV show-esque nonogram puzzle game. And we also covered brain games, a simple but very fun words and numbers puzzle game. Okay. Again, if you enjoyed the session today, please raise your hand. Love to see your thoughts, etc. on our session. And of course, make sure you stay on for our poll at the end. But if you would like to share any general thoughts and or answers to these questions, one or more of these questions, please raise your hand in Zoom or keep your hand raised. What is one new fact that you learned today? What app or apps are you interested in trying out and why? What was your favorite part of today's session? And why is learning about Alzheimer's important for ourselves, our daily lives, our community, etc. So I do see here we have quite a few hands. So again, any general thoughts and or answers to these questions right here. So I have 6 hands up. First up is Geraldine. Thanks so much for participating. Appreciate it as always.
All right. Well, thank you for calling on me. Well, I learned that Alzheimer's is a type of dementia. My sister has, I always thought it was Alzheimer's, but her daughter always corrects me and said, no, she doesn't have Alzheimer's. She has dementia. So I see that you can have other types of dementia. It's a different pathology from Alzheimer's disease. So that cleared that up for me as far as my sister is concerned. She has dementia, but she does not have Alzheimer's because it's different. It has a different pathology. So I learned that. And I also learned that you can help prevent Alzheimer's if you have good eating habits, socialization, wearing your hearing aid, and sleep. So I just want to just mention those things that you can do, and you can do your brain exercises with the games, and that will help you. So I learned that today. I'm very excited about this presentation today because it hit me directly. It touched me. So thank you so much for bringing this to us today.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for sharing that. It personally helped you out. That's so important. And, it is Alzheimer's Association Awareness Month. So we just want to bring attention to, what's going on. So, for your sister, you can share what you learned today with her and her caregivers and other family members. And I know it will help out in many different ways.
Thank you.
No problem, Geraldine. Thanks so much. And you have a great rest of your day.
Okay.
Next up, we have Anne. Thanks so much for participating. Hope you enjoyed.
Hi, Alex. How are you today?
Good. It was fun, so I'm very happy.
Well, I learned the parts of the brain that are affected by different things. I found that very interesting. I also found that if you feed the brain or use the brain, my cousin's doctor recommended her doing the Mahjong game on the iPad. I have lost 3 people this year since January to Alzheimer's.
Yes, unfortunately.
It's devastating not only to the families and the friends, but it's scary to you when you think about not, we sometimes we forget things and we say senior moment. I always think that maybe I might be getting it because I try to crowd a lot of stuff into my head, but I just was interested. This was just a lot of things that were explained a different way, and I think it's the way that people explain stuff. And when people start talking technicalities instead of talking to you in plain English that you understand, I think it makes it a little easier.
Of course, you have to know your audience. So, of course, you have to explain things in ways that they'll understand. So, I'm not a full-blown scientist, but even with some of those videos where they kind of went a little more technical, the visuals and the way that they explained it made it easier to understand. And Alzheimer's is a complex disease in and of itself. So, it's we have to talk about certain things in different ways so that we can reach the widest audience,
And it is painful to watch people that you love don't remember you.
Yes,
Yeah.
So that's why we gotta do things now to prepare for later on, and that goes for anything in life. You gotta make sure we're prepared and that we know these things, so that way we can do things to lower the chance of this happening, right? So we just got to keep these things in mind. So appreciate you coming on today.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for calling on me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Our next person is Gracie. Thanks so much for coming on as always. Any thoughts or answers to our questions right here?
Yeah. I'd be glad.
Oh, Gracie, my bad. That was on me. Do you mind unmuting yourself again?
Okay, you hear me now? I'd just be happy when I see programs, talking about dementia and Alzheimer's, because I went to school for that and I took care of those patients after I retired from my office job. for a while. And the way they are beginning to look at the caregivers now, that's the part that I like, because when you take care of a person like that, I know you love them and things, but it takes something to take care of those people. Because I did my job relieving the real caretakers. I would go in, they would hire me for so many hours to give them a break, to have a life outside of that house. So when I see this and they be doing things for the caregivers, my heart goes out to them, because I have some idea of what they have to go through to take care of a dementia or Alzheimer's patient. And if you know how to treat them, you know how to handle them, a lot of times it's easier for you. But a lot of them, they don't know how to handle them. They get this, stressed out, and you almost take it out on them, but they're at a stage where you can't do that. So if you know how to handle them, you can get them to cooperate with you and make it much easier on yourself. So that's what I'd be glad when I see where they're looking out for the caregivers. Like they said, there's no cure for those diseases. But if the caregiver is well versed in it, it could be easier for everybody.
Oh, yes. I am so happy to see all the mentioning of caregivers and the videos and the resources from DACL too. They really, DACL helps out, 60 and up, those living with disabilities, but also their caretakers and caregivers. So, I was happy to see those resources, and it takes, sometimes it takes the village, as they always say, but it really does take for some people, a lot of, resources and people to assist them. And I'm glad that there are programs out there to assist those that do that. So just make sure you keep sharing those with your friends and family.
I do. I have it in my family, so I help the children with it, and I have friends, and I tell them things to kind of help them. So
I know you do. Thank you so much for your kind words, Miss Gracie. Sure. I'm glad that you learned something new.
Yes.
Next up is Miss Jeanette. Thanks so much for your participation. Any thoughts or general thoughts or any answers to our questions for today? You got to hit unmute in the middle, Miss Jeanette, okay? You there, Miss Jeanette? You got to hit unmute in the middle, okay? All right, hopefully you can, we want to hear your thoughts. So make sure you hit unmute in the middle. We have Miss Patricia. Any thoughts for today's session?
Oh, how are you doing, Alex? I enjoyed the what you discussed on today. Can I ask you a question? I have been trying to reach that number for them to give me a call. I'm having problems with my Zoom, my iPad, and I left the number, and they haven't called me back for over 2 weeks, and nobody called. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Okay. Miss Patricia, I'll get in contact with someone and see what the status of that is. Okay. I got you. Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna do that for me? All right. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem, Miss Morgan. Have a great day. All right, Miss Jeanette. Thanks so much. Any general thoughts or answers to these questions for today?
Yes, my thing froze for a minute there.
That's okay.
My father had dementia, and I remember when the doctor kept saying, no, it's not Alzheimer's, it's dementia. And so I learned that it was different. But it's my father, he didn't have any other health problems. He didn't have high blood pressure, diabetes, anything. And he died 2 weeks shy of 99 years old.
Oh, wow. That's because he was doing he as what you just said, he was taking care of himself, and just before I'm assuming the diagnosis and during, that is wonderful.
Yeah. So, but it's really something to watch them from being vibrant to not even being able, when you lose the capacity to chew your food and because you forget to use those muscles in your mouth and all, but this information is really, really good. And sometimes you get afraid, like I think it was Geraldine or Ann who said, sometimes you think, oh boy, am I getting Alzheimer's? Because it seems to run on my father's side of the family. But it's good to know that it is not genetic.
No, in most cases, that's just one of the factors. There's environmental factors and social factors and other things. But yeah, that was one of the myths that they talked about. But a lot of people do assume that it's just genetic, and they don't really think too much of it. So I'm glad that they busted that myth.
Yes, so I really appreciate this information, and so I do a lot of different games, but I'm gonna try some of these new ones. So I haven't heard of those before.
There's
And
so many
so,
different ones.
yes, yes. So I'm gonna try. So thank you very much.
I really appreciate that, Miss Jeanette. You have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you. Thank you. Again, it was so fun, just to learn more and to share information with you all. So again, I really appreciate your comments. Gracie, did you have something to share before our poll today?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'm an AARP member, and I know a lot of people are. AARP.org has where you could play, and I've been doing it for years, playing brain games and puzzles, and you even get points when you complete some of the certain puzzles. You can accumulate so many points, and you can win free gift cards. I was telling them how I got a stack full of free gift cards. There's some are everywhere. But you maybe you need 20,000, you get a $10 card for Macy's or Burger King or anything they got them for. So it pays me 2 ways to play them every day. I play them every day. So that's all I wanted to say.
Yes, no, I really appreciate that, Miss Gracie. There's some ARP apps, of course. But yes, I do remember you mentioning that before, and I've heard someone else talk about that as well. So yes, aarp.org, but also some ARP apps as well. So just check out the Thank you, Gracie. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So again, thank you so much for attending our session today. Hope you learned something new about Alzheimer's, and get to share the apps and the information with your friends, family, and everyone in between. Make sure you stay on for a poll. But thank you so much for attending our session, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.